The challenges are manifold. Look at the events of the last days. Drone flights over Denmark, over Germany, the Berlin airport down due to a cyber attack, the Munich airport down due to drone attacks. So that is war already, definitely not peace. And the question is, how are you using as a state the data that you have and the data that you can get in order to understand your attacker, to understand the pattern that these organizations are using in order to weaken your democracy, your society, and your economy. That is the most important thing. And in the last session that we were in, George Mason professor said it very clearly. To understand the impact on, for example, energy infrastructure, because you don't have an AI factory if it's not fired with a few gigawatts every day. How do you understand that? How do you get your head around a comprehensive understanding of the impact factors? That's what we're talking about. The US have wonderful laws in data protection, but they don't use them despite the Patriot Act. So the multiscalers and especially Palantir, for example, for us in Europe, they are the dark side of power. So for Europe, it is about to understand the importance of developing own AI models, own language models, which they do. The French do, the Germans do. Italy is helping with that. And to understand the importance of the data that you feed into that. And this is a weakness that the US have at the very moment, because all these large ChatGPT, OpenAI, who else, Grok, are fed by data that are more and more corrupted. So we know since a few days that there is a huge initiative by China, North Korea, and Russia to build up server farms that are feeding rubbish into the internet in order to make Grok and others blind to certain effects that the Russians want to have on the ground in order to influence elections, which are coming on 26 and 27 here in Hungary as well. So these things we need to have an answer to. Funnily enough, the Americans are blind to that, and my guess is this will be a wake-up call for them. In that perspective, Europe lags behind on the technology. It is in front with the innovation, the technological innovation of that. The question now is, will the Europeans be able to make good use of it? That's the main differentiators. I think there are three basic messages that this conference has been wagering about, and that is a message that is valid for the society itself. Message number one is, you as a human being are responsible for what you do. And it's your problem if you trust Grok to take over your financial decisions and you end up broke. Not Grok's problem, your problem. That understanding is important. The next thing that is important is you as a political decision maker should be very much aware about what is the extent that you trust a machine with, and to what extent do you as a decision maker in the industry as well as in politics, do you understand how much support it can give you on the one hand side, but also how much you're alone with the decision in the end that you have to make, because the day will come that you will have to decide against the machine. That's the interesting point. So, and the third, of course, is we cannot think a world without AI anymore, because it has become so deep-rooted in so many decision processes already that we will have to make good use of it. But now comes the question, beyond the AI Act of the European Union, what is that way? Is there a wisdom that we can develop with it? Or are we simply trying by try and error? So that's the three messages that I can give.